quick little tutorial or go over of your assignments for this class. So you can go ahead and follow along with me as I just scan down here. Task stream. You're going to be having 3 assignments due to task stream. They are going to be right here. Your fieldwork. There we go. Your fieldwork assignment, which is due week 7. Your case study, which is due week 8, and then your curriculum design project, which is due week 9. So you're going to be uploading these to TaskStream as well as uploading them to assignments in Sakai. Then, so there's your textbooks. We're using the 2nd edition for Lund and Tannenhill. We have our weekly reflection responses. Those, in addition to your weekly forum discussions, as you've already seen, there are a few of these that require the video response. Please make sure that when you do your YouTube video that you're using the embedded link, not the share link. So when you look, there's going to be share, and then embedded will be to the right. Click on embedded. The link will be a little bit longer. That's the one that you're going to be going then into your forums. Click on source, cut and paste the embedded link into source, click source again, and then click publish, and we'll be able to actually see your full-on video, not just the YouTube link. So again, use the embedded link, not the share link for these. And then whenever we're doing our responses, in order to get full credit, you want to make sure you're giving very thorough, well thought out responses, not just responses that are, hey, yeah, good job, thanks for sharing, oh, I like that idea, I think I'll use it. You know, if you like that idea, I think I'll use that. What's a specific example of how you will use that? So we want to see responses that are giving, just really taking that conversation to the next level, just like if you were in class. Personal philosophy paper, that's our first big assignment that will be due by week 3. You'll be turning that into the assignments tab. You're going to be reviewing pages 29 through 37 in your textbook, specifically addressing the 5 criteria on page 31. You must address all 5 of those criteria in thorough APA formatting style in order to receive full credit. It's going to be 2 to 3 pages. Double spaced, and there is a grading rubric in Sakai under resources that tells you exactly how you'll be graded, but just make sure you have thorough responses and you're addressing all 5 criteria. And then we will be using part of this personal philosophy again in the later assignment of your curriculum design project. So they all definitely do connect. Next, you have your fieldwork analysis paper, which is due week 7. So again, this is one of your signature assignments and key assessments that you'll be uploading to TaskStream as well as assignments in Sakai. So this is for physical education teachers as well as coaches, and you're going to be doing a practical observation of a particular setting pertaining to your area of discipline. So you're going to be observing, recording, analyzing, and reporting in narrative form on 2 physical education classes in a school other than the one in which you are currently employed. Coaches will observe 2 different coaching settings. It may be of the sport you coach or of a different sport. So what does that mean? PE teachers, you will need to observe PE teachers, 2 other PE teachers at a school site other than your own. So you can still stay within your school district. You can go to the neighboring school, but it just can't be of somebody you can't be of another PE teacher at your current site, because you see them every day. You already know how they teach. You already know what they're doing, what their strengths and their weaknesses are. So we want you to be able to go to a different site and analyze, and maybe there's something that they're doing at a different site that you can be able to implement at your own, or vice versa, being able to share something that you guys are doing really well at your own site and share it with them. Administrators are usually very positively responsive to you being able to go and do 2 observations within your school district just at a different school to be able to really foster that collaboration. So you could use your prep time. We usually have a PE period, a period that we're able to leave the campus and go do that observation or during your lunchtime, but it does need to be of a school other than your own. Coaches, you can observe, so if you coach at a high school or a university or a junior college, and let's say you're the baseball coach, if you want to be able to observe another coach of the same sport that you coach, you need to do that at a different site. So if you are a baseball coach and you want to observe another baseball coach, you actually need to go to a different site to be able to do that, to see how coaching may be a little different at the different university or junior college or high school. If you want to be able to stay at your own place where you coach, it would need to be of a different sport, since typically coaches of different sports don't really collaborate with each other. But there would be a great opportunity for you to be able to see maybe what coaches of other sports are doing effectively or maybe ineffectively, and then learn from that. Okay, so the narrative paper should capture the essence of your overall visitation and analysis in 2 to 4 pages, double spaced. You must also include the 2 completed observation templates. Those again are found under resources in Sakai, along with your papers. So you need to make sure you fill out that fieldwork observation form. So you should have the 2 fieldwork observation forms in addition to your paper. Also, something to remember is please never just, especially if you're going to the K-12 setting, never just walk out onto the field. You have to make sure, even if the PE teacher says, hey, just come on, it's okay, it's not okay. You need to go in and check in at the front office, just like every volunteer and visitor does. Make sure that they know that you're there. Get your little sticky visitor's badge, even if you are a school district employee, and then go down to the field where the PE teacher is at. The paper does need to include, but not limited to, what did you like about the lesson? What would you improve upon? What were the standards being addressed and how? And was this part of a unit? If so, what unit? Include breakdown of all activities in the unit. And if it wasn't a unit, how could it be? So the term lesson is used interchangeably between physical education teachers and coaches. Coaches are still teaching lessons. So what is it that you observed that worked well, and maybe how would you improve upon it specifically? What were the standards being addressed? PE teachers, we have our California Physical Education Content Model Standards. Again, those are found in resources for you to go over and look through, but you should already know those. So we do have those uploaded. And then we also have the NASB standards. There's NASB Physical Education Standards, and then there's NASB Coaching Standards. So you coaches will refer to the NASB Coaching Standards. And then was this part of a unit? In PE, we tend to break down our school years into units. So we'll have maybe a 6-week soccer unit, a 6-week baseball unit, a 6-week volleyball unit, a 6-week yoga unit, a 6-week track and field unit, just to keep it simple, breaking down units by sports. And then how would they break that down? So maybe the 6-week unit of soccer, the first week focuses on dribbling. So Monday through Friday, they're doing different dribbling lessons. Week 2 of the 6-week soccer unit, they're working on passing. So passing to a partner, passing for distance, passing for accuracy. Maybe week 3, they're working on kicking towards a goal or kicking for accuracy. Week 4, they start getting into more group and team play, learning the components of offense and defense play. Week 5 and 6 gets even more advanced. So that's an example of how a unit would break down. Coaches, there's still units of teaching within coaching. So you might have the entire year would be, again, going back if you're a baseball coach. Well, when you're in season, your coaching and your practices look different than when you're not in season, right? So when you're not in season, you're usually doing strength and conditioning. So about if you're working on your increasing cardiovascular endurance for your athletes, you could be increasing on upper body strength. You could be increasing lower body strength. You might want to increase flexibility. So those would all be different units that you could be working on as a coach. And let's go on down now to our case study, which is due week 8. This is going to take 6 weeks of data collection on your part, but it's going to be well worth it in the end. So what's going to happen is for physical education teachers, you will follow the progress of a student of your choosing that is showing the need for remediation in a particular physical education standard. If you are a coach, pick one of your athletes who have a particular sport-specific skill that needs remediation. And if you're neither a coach or a physical education teacher, you need to find a student. And so maybe if it's your own kid, or if you're an aunt and uncle, so your niece and nephew, a cousin, a neighbor, find a student that you can have permission to work with. And then you're going to be finding a skill that they need help working on, establish their baseline, and then do a 6-week remediation plan to help increase or better that skill. So let's look at an example for a PE teacher. Let's say if you have a student who is currently, they're able to run the mile in 16 minutes. Okay, that's a very high time. We want it to be much lower, right? To get back into maybe a more healthy fitness zone. Well, 6 weeks, more realistically, we might be able to get them down into the 14-minute range. So you've established the baseline that your student can currently run the mile in 16 minutes. 16 weeks from now, or 6 weeks from now, I'm sorry, you want them to be able to run the mile in 14 minutes. I know that's a very high number to be able to jump 6 weeks, but let's just say that that's what you choose. Well, then for the next 6 weeks, you're going to be showing, you only need to show one of the lesson plans that you're implementing over those 6 weeks, but those need to show a progression of something that you're doing to help that student reaching that goal. So that would be probably more cardiovascular related. So maybe you're going to show them doing specific sprints, or maybe you're going to be doing shuttle runs. You're going to be doing long, more distance running. You're going to be teaching them about pacing, but you're going to be showing 6 lesson plans. That's a progression. So we should be able to see these lesson plans get more difficult in their nature. And then of course the lesson plan consists of the warm-up, the culminating activity, and then the cool down. And the lesson plan is for however long your lessons typically are. So in PE, you're going to do, PE is usually about 45 minutes at the secondary level. So we want to see 6 lesson plans, 6 45-minute lesson plans that are working again towards the culminating goal of whatever the goal is that you have set. You'll typically see a warm-up being about 10 minutes, the culminating activity about 35 minutes, and then the cool down, 25 minutes for the culminating activity, and then the cool down again being another 10 minutes. Same thing for the coaches. Maybe your practice is an hour, so that's how you would break down your coaching lesson plan. Maybe 15 minutes of a warm-up. What would that be? 25 minutes of or a half hour of the culminating activity, and then another 15 minutes for a cool down, and going back over to your strategy of the day. So that's exactly how you would probably break down your lesson plan. But for remediation, maybe you are a soccer coach and you notice that you have a student that is predominantly, they're kicking with their dominant foot only. So when they get up to the goal, they're only kicking from the right side, and if they're not on the right side, then they'll pass it off to somebody who can maybe kick it with their left foot. So that would show that you want to have this athlete be able to start kick with their non-dominant foot. Maybe you want to do a lesson, a unit then, or the next 6 weeks of remediation to get them to start strengthening their left foot for kickling. So get them to be a little bit more left side dominant. So you've established a baseline that they're right side dominant, that they kick with their right foot, and their goal then is that you want them to start kicking with their left foot. So then you would start doing a 6-week progression of that, and you would show a lesson for one lesson for each of those weeks that shows you actually doing specific practices or lessons with them that get them to start kicking with their left foot. And then, so that is due week 8. So there's going to be 6 lesson plans that you turn in, and then the coinciding 6 templates or journals that you're going to be doing with those. So at the end, you'll have 6 lesson plans and 6 journals that you turn in for your case studies. So it's just those things. There's not an extra narrative that goes with that. It's just the 6 lesson plans and then the 6 journals. And the journal template is found in resources. And then finally, you have your curriculum design project, which is due week 9. This again is turned into task stream in addition to assignments. And there is a template for you with all of these things that you see, all of this right here. This is all going to be within resources. There's a template there for you. And it's really a fill in the blank. I've seen this completed from anywhere from 12 pages to 25 pages. And this could be a hypothetical school that maybe this is, Jeanette's perfect school of physical education, and that's my school name. And then I create my logo. And then you're going to be adding in a summary of your personal philosophy. So taking that personal philosophy paper, synthesizing it down into a paragraph, and that's going to be your personal philosophy. And then the personal philosophy then shapes your mission statement. So what is the mission statement for your school? You can absolutely use the school that you work at as the muse for your mission statement. But then you're going to do another paragraph mission statement right there under mission statement. It's right here. And then your curriculum plan overview. There is an actual table that you'll be inserting everything in here in the template that's under resources. But a curriculum plan overview means, it's probably easiest to look at for physical education teachers. It would just be a box that you would put everything in for your entire school year of what you're going to be teaching, but just the units. So you're talking about baseball for 6 weeks, soccer, softball, yoga. So the curriculum plan overview would then take, and then you would branch off into your unit plan, which would then be taking the soccer piece, which is, say you're working on soccer for 6 weeks. Well, then week 1, Monday through Friday. Week 1, we're going to be working on dribbling. And so what activity are you going to be doing on Monday? What activity are you doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? And then going into week 2, just putting the actual activity. You don't need to put a full-on lesson plan for each of these. It's literally just saying the title of the lesson that you're going to be working on. It's very simple. Then you're going to be doing 3 lesson plans for the unit that you have picked. So say if your unit plan, again, that you picked was soccer, then here's where you would upload the 3 lesson plans for that unit. It could be anywhere you want within the unit that you pick. They don't have to be sequential. They can be if you want, but I'm letting you just pick any 3 lessons that you want that fit within that unit. Then you have 3 assessments. You need to show 1 assessment from one for a unit, so 3 units total then that you're going to pick from your curriculum plan overview. So you could do 1 assessment that you'll be using in your soccer unit, 1 assessment that you'd be using in your yoga unit, 1 assessment that you would be using in your track and field unit. And you're going to be learning how to write assessments in this course, so don't worry about that. But they would either be formative or summative, and you'll learn about what formative and summative are. Formative also means ongoing. Summative is at the very, very end of a unit. Then you're going to include your department grading policy, then your department dress policy, general procedures, so taking roll, your discipline action. What do you do if kids get in trouble? How many warnings do they get? Do you call home to parents right away? Do you send them to the administrator? So that's the kind of stuff that you would be sending into your general procedures. And then you would be uploading, like I said, back to TaskStream or up into assignments. There are great examples that you can find of curriculum design projects on teachingadaptedpe.com as well as in PE Central. I've uploaded some examples of lesson plans and unit plans into the lesson plan tab on teachingadaptedpe.com of previous PE551 students. So that would be great for you to be able to go over and learn from, as well as, again, this template is uploaded under resources. Okay? All right, good luck, everybody. Talk to you later. Let me know if you have any questions.